If you want to get rich, stop thinking like this. Most people are stuck in habits that keep them broke, and they don't even realize it. They save, they play it safe, and they think wealth is out of reach. But here's the truth. It's not about working harder or being lucky. It's about reprogramming your mind for wealth. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the habits that changed everything for me, and they can do the same for you. Ready to break free from the cycle? Let's get started. It's funny how most people think holding on to money is the key to wealth. They clutch every dollar like it's their last, afraid it'll slip through their fingers. But here's the thing. Wealthy individuals don't see money as something to hoard. They see it as a tool for growth, for opportunity, for creating more. It's the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. When you're stuck in scarcity, you're playing defense, constantly worrying about losing. But when you embrace abundance, you're playing offense, looking for ways to multiply what you have. Think about it. Ever notice how the rich don't panic over spending money on things that grow their wealth? They invest in businesses, real estate, or even themselves. Meanwhile, those with a poor mindset often hesitate, fearing they'll lose what little they have. It's not about recklessness, it's about confidence. Confidence that money, when used wisely, comes back tenfold. Imagine planting a seed. You don't keep it in your pocket, right? You plant it, water it, and let it grow into something bigger. That's how the wealthy think about money. Shifting your mindset isn't easy, though. Years of subconscious money blocks, like money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy, can keep you stuck. But here's the secret. You can reprogram your mind for wealth. Start by questioning those beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just something I've been told? The moment you start seeing money as abundant, as something that flows, you'll notice opportunities you never saw before. And that's where the real magic begins, when you stop fearing money and start using it to create more. Saving money feels safe, doesn't it? You tuck it away in a bank account, thinking it's growing, but here's the harsh truth. It's not. Inflation is like a sneaky thief, quietly eroding the value of your savings over time. That $10,000 you're so proud of today, in 10 years, it might only buy half of what it can now. Wealthy individuals know this, which is why they prioritize investing over saving. They understand that money sitting idle is money losing value. Instead, they put their dollars to work, letting them grow through smart investments. Take stocks, for example. Companies like Apple, Tesla, or even index funds like the S&P 500 have historically outperformed inflation. Or think about real estate. Owning property not only builds equity but can also generate passive income. And let's not forget investing in yourself. Courses, certifications, or even books like The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham can yield returns far greater than any savings account ever could. The key is to shift your focus from, how much can I save? To, how much can I grow? Of course, investing can feel intimidating, especially if you've never done it before. But you don't need to start with millions. Apps like Robinhood or Acorns let you invest with as little as $5. And if stocks feel too risky, consider safer options like bonds or ETFs. The point is to start. Even small investments compound over time, creating a snowball effect. Saving might feel like the responsible thing to do, but investing, that's how you build a wealth mindset. And once you start seeing your money grow, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Have you ever stopped to think about the stories you tell yourself about money? Maybe it's something you heard growing up, like, money is the root of all evil, or rich people are selfish. These subconscious money blocks are like invisible chains, holding you back from achieving financial freedom. The truth is, these beliefs aren't facts. They're just opinions you've absorbed over time. And here's the kicker. They're not even yours. They were passed down by parents, teachers, or society, often without question. But if you want to reprogram your mind for wealth, you've got to challenge these narratives. Start by identifying your limiting beliefs. Grab a journal and write down every thought you have about money, good, bad, or neutral. Do you believe you have to work hard to earn every penny? Or that wealth is only for the lucky few? Once you've got those beliefs on paper, ask yourself, where did this come from? Is it even true? For example, if you think rich people are greedy, Look at philanthropists like Warren Buffett or Oprah Winfrey who've donated billions. Breaking these mental barriers is the first step to adopting a wealth mindset. But don't stop there. Replace those old beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, "I'll never be rich," tell yourself, "I'm learning to create wealth every day." Affirmations might sound cheesy, but they work. Pair them with action. Read books like You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero or listen to podcasts about financial psychology. The more you expose yourself to positive money beliefs, the more your subconscious will start to shift. And when that happens, you'll notice something incredible. Opportunities for wealth that were always there, just waiting for you to see them. Building wealth can feel overwhelming, but here's the secret. You don't have to start big. In fact, the most successful people often begin with small, consistent steps. Maybe it's setting aside $50 a month to invest in an index fund like Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. Or perhaps it's starting a side hustle, selling handmade crafts, freelancing, or even flipping items on eBay. The key is to take action, no matter how small. Wealth isn't built overnight, but every little step you take compounds over time, creating momentum. One powerful tool for growth is financial education. Start by journaling about your money beliefs, what you think, feel, and fear about money. This simple habit can uncover subconscious blocks and help you reprogram your mind for wealth. Then, dive into resources that teach you how to grow your money. Books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or apps like Mint and Anab, You Need a Budget, can guide you in managing and multiplying your finances. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it. And don't forget to track your progress. Whether it's watching your investments grow, seeing your side hustle bring in extra income, or simply noticing how your mindset shifts, tracking keeps you motivated. It's like going to the gym. You won't see results after one workout, but over time, the changes become undeniable. The same goes for your financial journey. Start small, stay consistent, and before you know it, you'll be well on your way to a financial freedom mindset. And once you've got that momentum, you'll be ready to take on bigger challenges, like calculated risks. If you want to grow wealth, you've got to get comfortable with taking risks, but not just any risks. The wealthy don't gamble with their money. They take calculated risks. It's the difference between throwing your savings into a random stock and researching a company like Amazon or Tesla before investing. Calculated risks are informed, strategic, and designed to maximize rewards while minimizing losses. Playing it safe might feel secure, but in the long run, it often leads to stagnation. Growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Think about entrepreneurs. They risk time, energy, and money to build businesses, but they don't do it blindly. They study the market, analyze trends, and create a plan. The same applies to personal finance. Maybe it's investing in a rental property after researching the local real estate market. Or perhaps it's starting a business in a niche you're passionate about. Sure, there's always a chance of failure, but the potential for growth far outweighs the fear of loss. And here's the thing. Even if you fail, you learn, and that knowledge is priceless. The trick is to start small. You don't need to bet the farm on your first investment. Maybe it's putting a few $100s into a diversified ETF or testing a side hustle idea on weekends. The goal is to build your risk tolerance over time. As you see small wins, your confidence grows, and you'll be ready to take on bigger opportunities. Remember, wealth isn't about avoiding risks. It's about managing them wisely. And once you master that, you'll realize that taking risks isn't scary. It's empowering. It's the gateway to financial freedom. Let's be real, traditional education doesn't teach you how to build wealth. Schools might teach you how to calculate compound interest, but they rarely show you how to make it work for you. That's why financial education is a game changer. The wealthy know this, which is why they invest time and money into learning about money. They read books, attend seminars, and seek out mentors who've already walked the path to financial freedom. If you want to reprogram your mind for wealth, you've got to do the same. Knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. Start with the basics. Books like The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley or Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill are classics for a reason. They break down the habits and mindsets of successful people in a way that's easy to understand. Podcasts like The Dave Ramsey Show or Bigger Pockets Money are also great for learning on the go. And don't underestimate the power of online courses. Platforms like Udemy or Coursera offer affordable classes on everything from investing to budgeting. The more you learn, the more confident you'll feel about making financial decisions. But here's the catch. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You've got to apply what you learn. It's like reading about how to swim but never jumping in the pool. You won't get anywhere. Start small. If you learn about index funds, open an account and invest. If you read about budgeting, create a plan and stick to it. The goal is to turn knowledge into action. And as you do, you'll notice something incredible. The more you learn, the more opportunities you'll see. Financial education isn't just about making money. It's about creating a wealth mindset that lasts a lifetime. Knowledge is great, but let's face it, it's useless without action. You can read every book on wealth building, listen to every podcast, and follow every financial guru, but if you don't take that first step, nothing changes. The wealthy understand this. They don't just plan, they execute. Whether it's starting a business, investing in stocks, or simply creating a budget, they take action. And here's the kicker. They don't stop. Consistency is their secret weapon. Small, steady actions compound over time, creating results that seem almost magical. Think about it like going to the gym. You don't get fit by working out once and calling it a day. The same goes for building wealth. Maybe your first step is setting up an automatic transfer to a savings or investment account. Or maybe it's dedicating 30 minutes a day to learning about financial psychology. Whatever it is, the key is to keep going. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, trust the process. Those small, consistent actions are laying the foundation for your financial freedom mindset. And don't be afraid to adjust along the way. Maybe your first investment doesn't perform as well as you'd hoped, or your side hustle takes longer to grow. That's okay. The point is to stay in the game. Wealth isn't built in a straight line. It's a journey of trial, error, and persistence. The more consistent you are, the more momentum you'll build. And once you start seeing results, you'll realize that action and consistency aren't just habits. They're the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And that bridge, it leads straight to long-term thinking. The difference between the rich and the poor often comes down to one thing: perspective. While most people focus on short-term gains, like buying the latest gadget or splurging on a luxury vacation, the wealthy think long-term. They prioritize assets over liabilities. Assets like rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or businesses generate income and grow in value over time. Liabilities, on the other hand, drain your resources. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about making choices today that set you up for financial freedom tomorrow. Take real estate, for example. A rental property might seem like a big upfront cost, but over time, it can generate steady cash flow and appreciate in value. Or consider dividend stocks. Companies like Coca-Cola or Johnson & Johnson have been paying dividends for decades, rewarding investors who think long-term. Even something as simple as starting a retirement account like a 401k or IRA can make a massive difference. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. It's the power of compounding. Small investments today can turn into a fortune down the road. But long-term thinking isn't just about money, it's a mindset. It's about delaying gratification and focusing on the bigger picture. Instead of asking, "What can I get now?" start asking, "What will this decision mean for me in 5, 10, or 20 years?" This shift in perspective is what separates those who struggle from those who thrive. And here's the best part. Once you start thinking long-term, you'll notice that your short-term decisions naturally align with your bigger goals. It's like planting a tree. You might not see the results right away, but one day you'll be sitting in its shade, grateful you started when you did. Now that you've got the tools, the mindset, and the habits, the question is, what are you going to do with them? Will you keep living the same way, stuck in the same cycle, or will you take that first step toward reprogramming your mind for wealth? Remember, it's not about making massive changes overnight. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time. The choice is yours, but here's the truth. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So what's your next move? Will you start journaling about your money beliefs? Maybe dive into a book like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or finally take that leap into investing. Whatever it is, Commit to it. Your future self will thank you. And don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with your family and friends. The more people you help, the bigger the ripple effect. Imagine how many lives could change just by passing this information along. If you're ready to keep learning and take your financial journey to the next level, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a chance to level up your money mindset. Let's build wealth together, one step at a time.